Taurus Daily Horoscope, May 16, 2025. As we approach the final days of Taurus season, today carries a profound energy of culmination and reflection for you, dear Taurus. The sun remains in your sign, but is preparing for its transition into Gemini, creating a perfect balance between your need for stability and the inevitable winds of change on the horizon. The cosmic configuration today is particularly favorable for you. Venus, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious aspect with expansive Jupiter, creating a powerful day for manifestation and opportunity. This beautiful alignment enhances your natural magnetism and charm, while amplifying your ability to attract what you desire. In your personal relationships, expect a day of meaningful connections and emotional depth. If you're in a partnership, conversations flow with unusual ease, allowing you to address important matters without the tension that might normally accompany serious discussions. Your partner seems more receptive to your perspective, and you'll find yourself more willing to consider alternative viewpoints. This Venus-Jupiter aspect softens your legendary Taurian stubbornness, making compromise feel less like surrender and more like wisdom. For single Taurus individuals, your natural allure is heightened today. You might find yourself catching the eye of someone intriguing, particularly in settings related to your personal interests or values. A chance encounter could spark something significant, especially if it happens in a place connected to art, music, nature, or culinary experiences, all areas where Taurus traditionally feels at home. Professionally, May 16th brings recognition for your consistent efforts. The steady, methodical approach you've been applying to projects begins to yield visible results. Colleagues and superiors take notice of your reliability and thoroughness qualities that set you apart in a world often characterized by haste and superficiality. If you've been considering asking for a raise or promotion, the stars support careful preparation today, though you might want to wait until after your birthday season ends to make your formal request. Financially, this is an excellent day for reviewing your resources and making adjustments to your material security plans. The Venus-Jupiter aspect brings an expanded perspective on abundance, helping you see opportunities you might have previously overlooked. However, be mindful of this aspect's tendency to promote optimism while generally positive. It could lead to overestimation of financial prospects if not balanced with your natural Taurian pragmatism. Your physical well-being benefits from activities that engage the senses today. As a Taurus, you're naturally attuned to sensory pleasures, and today these connections can be particularly therapeutic. Consider how you might transform simple sensory experiences into wellness rituals, perhaps a massage with essential oils, a mindful meal featuring fresh, organic ingredients, or time spent barefoot in nature to ground your energy. The throat area, which Taurus rules, may need special attention today. Stay hydrated, perhaps enjoying soothing herbal teas with honey. Voice-related activities like singing, chanting, or meaningful conversation could feel especially satisfying and healing. If you've been experiencing tension in your neck and shoulders common for hardworking Taurians, gentle stretches or yoga poses targeting this area would be beneficial. Mentally and emotionally, today brings a welcome sense of stability after what might have been a period of uncertainty. Your characteristic Taurian centeredness returns, allowing you to approach decisions with clarity and confidence. This is an excellent time for journaling or meditation practices that help you connect with your inner wisdom and values. Looking at the specific planetary influences, the late-degree Taurus sun illuminates your core strengths while preparing you for the transition ahead. This position supports bringing projects to completion and consolidating recent gains before the more scattered energy of Gemini season arrives. Mercury's current position enhances your communication abilities, helping you articulate thoughts and feelings that might usually remain unexpressed. The moon's influence adds emotional depth to your typically pragmatic nature, increasing your intuitive capacities. You might find yourself picking up on subtle undercurrents in situations and relationships that would normally escape your notice. Trust these perceptions, your intuition, is especially accurate today. As we look at potential challenges, be mindful of a tendency toward possessiveness that could emerge today. The intensity of late Taurus season, combined with your deep appreciation for security, might manifest as an urge to control outcomes or people. Remember that true security comes from within, not from external circumstances. Another awareness point involves the Venus-Jupiter aspect's tendency to promote indulgence. While pleasure is certainly part of a well-lived life, something Taurus understands inherently moderation serves your long-term well-being. Enjoy today's pleasures mindfully, savoring quality rather than pursuing excess. For making the most of today's energies, consider starting your morning with a grounding ritual that engages your senses and sets a tone of appreciation for the material world. Throughout the day, look for opportunities to express gratitude for the abundance already present in your life. This practice aligns perfectly with today's manifestation potential. In professional settings, leverage your enhanced communication skills by scheduling important conversations or presentations. Your natural credibility is amplified today, making others more receptive to your ideas. In personal matters, create spaces for meaningful connection rather than superficial interaction. Quality over quantity aligns with your Taurian values. As you move through this day and look toward the coming weeks, consider how you'll carry the essence of Taurus season forward even as the astrological focus shifts. The foundation you've built during your solar return will continue to support your growth, though the pace and areas of development may change. To enhance today's favorable energies, consider incorporating emerald green into your environment or attire, connecting with the energy of your traditional birthstone. Rose quartz can be beneficial today, amplifying loving Venus energy while softening any tendency toward rigidity. Scents like vanilla or patchouli support the grounding, abundance-oriented themes active in your chart. The number 6 associated with Venus brings harmonious energy to your endeavors today. And foods that connect you to the earth element, particularly root vegetables and hearty grains, can help you maintain the sustaining energy needed for today's activities. Dear Taurus, May 16, 2025, offers you a beautiful balance of stability and possibility, a quintessentially Taurian combination that allows you to feel both secure and expansive. Your natural gifts of patience, determination, sensuality, and practicality are cosmically amplified today, allowing you to make tangible progress toward your most cherished goals. As the sun prepares to leave your sign, take time to acknowledge how you've grown during this solar return. The seeds planted during this period will continue to develop throughout the year ahead. Your innate understanding of natural timing reminds you that even as seasons change, the careful tending you provide ensures lasting results. Embrace today's energy of culmination and abundance with your characteristic appreciation for life's tangible blessings. Your capacity to find beauty in the material world is a gift not just to yourself, but to all those fortunate enough to share your steady, generous presence. On May 16, 2025, Taurus individuals find themselves at a pivotal moment as the cosmic forces align in fascinating ways. The sun remains in your sign today, Taurus, currently moving through the final degrees around 26 degrees Taurus. This position amplifies your personal power and identity, making this one of the final powerful days of your solar return before the sun transitions into Gemini. Your ruling planet Venus has already moved into Gemini, activating your second house of resources and values. This creates an interesting dynamic where your core identity remains firmly Taurian, while your approach to comfort and pleasure takes on a more versatile quality. Mercury, positioned at approximately 15 degrees Taurus, remains in your first house, keeping your communication style practical and deliberate, perfect for important conversations about your needs and desires. Jupiter at 21 degrees Gemini expands opportunities in your financial sector, indicating potential for growth in resources when you remain adaptable to multiple streams of income. Saturn continues its journey through Pisces at about 12 degrees, forming a square to your Sun position. This creates tension between your desires and responsibilities, particularly in areas related to career and public image. The moon transits through Aquarius today, activating your 10th house of career and ambition. This creates an emotionally charged atmosphere around professional matters and may bring sudden insights about your life direction. Particularly noteworthy is Uranus, which remains in the late degrees of your sign around 27 degrees Taurus, nearly conjunct the Sun. This amplifies the potential for surprising developments in your personal expression and identity. You may feel electric, spontaneous, and more willing than usual to break free from restrictive patterns. Neptune at approximately 7 degrees Aries forms a sextile to your Sun position, enhancing your spiritual intuition and creative inspiration. This subtle influence softens the more pragmatic aspects of your nature and increases sensitivity to the needs of others. Mars, positioned around 19 degrees Cáncer, activates your 3rd house of communication, adding assertiveness and possibly impatience to your normally measured speech patterns. Conversations may move quickly today, with a protective quality when discussing matters close to your heart. Pluto, having retrograded back to the final degree of Capricorn around 29 degrees, forms a trine to your Sun position. This powerful aspect intensifies your capacity for transformation, particularly regarding established structures and professional commitments. The North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra create an interesting dynamic across your relationship axis, pushing you to balance self-assertion with partnership needs. This nodal position encourages growth through independence and initiative rather than excessive compromise. Chiron at 11 degrees Aries in your 12th house forms a semi-sextile to your Sun position, bringing subtle opportunities to heal old wounds related to self-worth and value. Pay attention to dreams and moments of solitude that may reveal important insights. The asteroid Vesta at 4 degrees Cáncer in your 3rd house strengthens your dedication to important communications and learning endeavors. You may feel a sacred responsibility towards sharing information that serves your community. Ceres at 17 degrees Pisces forms a sextile to your natal Sun, nurturing your connection to physical comforts and nature. This position encourages finding nourishment through creative pursuits and spiritual practices that ground your energy. Pallas Athena at 22 degrees Aries in your 12th house enhances strategic thinking, particularly about subconscious patterns that may be limiting your progress. Trust your intuitive problem-solving abilities today. Juno at 9 degrees Virgo in your 5th house highlights commitment, issues in romantic relationships, and creative partnerships. This placement asks you to consider what practical devotion looks like in matters of the heart. The current Black Moon Lilith position around 2 degrees Virgo activates your 5th house of creativity and pleasure, bringing attention to repressed desires and unconventional approaches to self-expression. This energy can be channeled constructively through artistic ventures. As these planetary bodies interact with your Taurus energy, the overall cosmic picture reveals a day of intensity, particularly regarding your sense of personal value and material security. The nearly exact conjunction between the Sun and Uranus in your sign makes this a potentially breakthrough moment for Taurus individuals willing to embrace necessary changes. On May 16, 2025, Taurus finds themselves at a communicative crossroads as Mercury forms a favorable trine with your ruling planet Venus. This celestial alignment opens channels of expression that have felt blocked for the past week. Your words carry additional weight today, resonating with authenticity that others can't help but notice. The moon in Scorpio opposing your sign creates an interesting dynamic where you're drawn to deeper, more meaningful conversations rather than surface-level small talk. This isn't your typical day for communication. There's a magnetic quality to your voice and presence. For Taurus who work in creative fields, this planetary position offers exceptional support for presentations, pitches, or sharing your vision with others. Your normally methodical approach to expressing ideas transforms into something more fluid and intuitive. You might surprise yourself with how eloquently you articulate concepts that normally feel too complex to explain. This is particularly evident between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. when the moon forms a supportive aspect with Neptune, enhancing your creative visualization abilities. Digital communication receives a significant boost today. Social media posts, emails, and text messages you send have greater impact and reach. If you've been considering launching a blog, podcast, or online portfolio, today's energy supports taking that first step. Your words have staying power today. What you write or record will have longevity. There's an interesting development in how you process information as well. Jupiter's position in your third house of communication expands your capacity to absorb new concepts. You might find yourself drawn to learning something completely outside your usual interests. This intellectual curiosity can lead to fascinating conversations with people from different backgrounds or expertise areas. In personal relationships, your communication style becomes more direct yet remains compassionate. You're able to address concerns or share feelings without your usual tendency to hold back until you've fully processed everything internally. This newfound expressiveness might feel slightly uncomfortable at first, like trying on new clothes, but by evening, you'll recognize how this authentic communication strengthens your connections. For Taurus who tend towards shyness or reservation, today's planetary alignment offers a window of confidence. Words that typically stick in your throat flow more easily. This is an excellent day for important conversations you've been postponing, especially those requiring nuance and sensitivity. Written expression also receives celestial support. If you journal, write professionally, or have been meaning to respond to correspondence, you'll find the words come with unusual ease. There's a poetic quality to your writing today that merges your practical Taurus nature with unexpected flights of creative phrasing. Pay attention to nonverbal communication as well. Your body language speaks volumes today, and others are particularly receptive to your physical presence. Small gestures, a touch on the arm, maintained eye contact, or even how you position yourself in a room carry significant meaning. This heightened physical expressiveness comes from Venus in your first house, amplifying your natural Taurian presence. At work, you'll find colleagues and supervisors more receptive to your ideas. That project you've been carefully developing but hesitant to share. Today offers the perfect opportunity to express your vision. Your practical approach combined with today's enhanced expressiveness helps others see both the big picture and the detailed execution path you've envisioned. One communication challenge to watch for. With Mars squaring Neptune, there's some potential for miscommunication around shared resources or financial matters. Double-check details in any money conversations and be explicit about expectations. This aspect could create a temporary fog around these topics, so clarity and directness serve you best. For single Taurus, dating conversations flow with remarkable ease today. You're able to express your authentic self without the self-consciousness that sometimes holds you back. This isn't about being someone you're not, quite the opposite. Today's energy allows the real you to shine through your words without the filters you sometimes apply. If you've been experiencing tension with family members, today offers a unique opportunity to clear the air. The Sun-Pluto trine supports transformative conversations that address root causes rather than symptoms. You can approach difficult topics with both firmness and compassion, a balance that comes naturally to you today. Pay attention to what you hear as well as what you say. Your receptive communication skills are heightened, allowing you to pick up on subtle cues and unspoken messages. This makes you an exceptionally good listener today, something others will appreciate and remember. By day's end, you may feel pleasantly drained from more social interaction and deeper conversations than usual. Take some time for quiet reflection before sleep to integrate the connections and insights this communication-rich day has brought you. For Taurus on May 16, 2025, the financial landscape looks particularly interesting as Venus, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your resource sector. This planetary connection creates a fertile ground for financial growth and unexpected opportunities. The moon in Virgo adds practical energy to your financial decisions, helping you see details others might miss. With Mercury direct in your sign, your financial communication is enhanced, making this an excellent day to negotiate deals, ask for raises, or present monetary proposals. The second house activation suggests potential gains through careful planning rather than impulsive moves. Venus's position indicates that value may come through creative endeavors or aesthetic pursuits, perhaps monetizing a hobby or skill that brings you joy. There's a strong indication that financial collaborations begun today have staying power, especially those formed with loyal, trustworthy partners. The Earth trine between your sign and Virgo supports steady, incremental wealth building rather than get-rich-quick schemes. Pay special attention to opportunities that align with your core values, as these investments will yield the most satisfying returns. Saturn's distant but favorable aspect suggests that financial discipline implemented now creates long-term stability. An interesting pattern involving Uranus hints at unexpected financial news, possibly a surprise payment, refund, or opportunity that wasn't on your radar. Your financial intuition is heightened today, so trust your gut when evaluating monetary prospects. The day favors conservative investments over speculative ones, though a small, calculated risk in a familiar industry could pay dividends. Real estate or property matters may present profitable angles if you're willing to look beyond the obvious. A Venus-Pluto aspect intensifies your financial determination, helping you stay focused on wealth-building goals despite distractions. Consider revisiting abandoned financial projects. What seemed unprofitable before might now have potential. Your financial planning benefits from thinking 2 steps ahead today, setting foundations for summer prosperity. Resources may also come through family connections or heritage, perhaps knowledge or contacts rather than direct funds. The stars indicate potential for passive income streams if you're willing to do the initial setup work. Financial guidance from an older mentor or authority figure proves valuable if you're receptive. Venus in your communication sector suggests money could come through teaching, writing, or sharing your knowledge. The North Node's position indicates that embracing unfamiliar financial territories aligns with your highest growth path, though it may initially feel uncomfortable. Overall, May 16th offers Taurus natives a blend of stability and opportunity, the perfect combination for your Earth sign sensibilities when it comes to building wealth. With the Sun still prominently positioned in your sign on May 16, 2025, you're continuing to experience a period of personal empowerment and visibility. This solar energy illuminates your first house of self-identity and personal initiatives, making this an exceptionally fortunate time for anything that requires you to step forward with confidence. Your natural Taurian charisma is magnified, creating an aura of authority and authenticity that others find compelling and trustworthy. The universe is quite literally spotlighting you right now. Your ruling planet Venus will be dancing through your second house of personal resources and values, forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter in Gemini. This creates a particularly fortunate alignment for financial matters. Unexpected monetary opportunities may present themselves, especially those connected to communication, writing, or educational pursuits. This alignment suggests that your natural eye for value and quality will be especially sharp. Trust your instincts about investments or purchases on this day. Your ability to recognize true worth is heightened. Uranus continues its long-term journey through your sign, forming a positive sextile with Neptune in Aries on this particular day. This rare cosmic configuration opens doorways to spiritual insights that can be practically applied. You may find yourself having profound realizations about your life path or purpose that don't just feel good, but can actually be translated into concrete steps. This makes May 16th especially fortunate for meditation, journaling, or any practice that connects your spiritual awareness with your physical reality, a perfect combination for a grounded earth sign like yourself. The third house of communication and local environment becomes a surprisingly fortunate area as Mercury forms a favorable aspect with Saturn in Pisces. Conversations with neighbors, siblings, or close community members could lead to valuable opportunities for collaboration. An offhand comment or casual discussion might contain the seeds of something much more significant. Keep your ears open, particularly in familiar settings you might normally take for granted. The local coffee shop, community center, or neighborhood gathering could be where fortune finds you. Your sixth house of daily work and wellness receives beneficial aspects from Mars, highlighting this as a fortunate area for health initiatives and workplace improvements. This is an excellent day to implement a new fitness routine, dietary adjustment, or workplace organization system. The energy supports positive changes to your daily habits that will have long-lasting benefits. If you've been considering approaching your supervisor about improvements to your work environment or routines, this cosmic support makes May 16th an auspicious day to do so. With Jupiter expanding your sense of personal resources, material security becomes a fortunate area of focus. This isn't just about money, though financial opportunities are certainly indicated. This fortunate energy extends to how you recognize and utilize all your resources, your talents, skills, possessions, and support systems. Take inventory of what you have, and you'll likely discover untapped assets or underutilized skills that could bring significant benefits when properly deployed. Your 11th house of social networks and long-term goals receives a positive beam from the moon on this day, suggesting fortunate connections through friends, associates, and community groups. An invitation to a gathering, online forum, or professional network could lead to meaningful opportunities. This is not a day to decline social invitations, even if your Taurian nature might prefer the comfort of familiar surroundings. Fortune favors your social expansion right now. The fifth house of creativity, pleasure, and self-expression becomes particularly fortunate as Venus forms a creative quintile aspect with Pluto. This rare configuration deepens your creative insights and adds transformative power to artistic pursuits. If you're involved in any creative field, from cooking to painting, gardening to music, you'll find that your efforts have an unusually profound impact on others. Even those who don't consider themselves creative will benefit from engaging in activities purely for joy and self-expression on this day. Your 8th house of shared resources and deep transformation receives beneficial aspects, making this a fortunate time for addressing matters related to loans, taxes, inheritances, or jointly held finances. If you need to negotiate terms or discuss sensitive financial matters with partners, the universe provides supportive energy for reaching mutually beneficial arrangements. This extends to emotional resources as well. Deep, meaningful conversations about shared vulnerabilities can lead to profound bonding and support. Travel, especially short trips within your region, falls under particularly fortunate stars on May 16th. The 9th house of expansion and higher learning receives positive aspects from Mercury, suggesting that journeys taken now could lead to valuable connections or insights. Even if you can't physically travel, exploring new intellectual territories through books, courses, or meaningful conversations will bring unexpected benefits. Your mind is especially receptive to expanding beyond familiar territory. Colors that align with your fortunate energies on this day include deep emerald green, which resonates with your earth sign nature while amplifying prosperity, and rich copper tones that activate your connection to Venus's beneficial influence. Wearing or surrounding yourself with these colors can subtly enhance your receptivity to the day's fortunate energies. Certain locations prove particularly fortunate for you on May 16th. Natural settings with abundant plant life align perfectly with your earth sign energy, making gardens, parks, forests, or even well-maintained indoor plant spaces especially supportive environments. Financial institutions also carry positive energy for you today, a rare cosmic alignment that makes banks, investment firms, or even conversations with financial advisors particularly fruitful. Numerologically, the number 6 carries special significance for you on this day, representing harmony, balance, and nurturing energy that aligns with your Venusian rulership. Pay attention to this number appearing in your day, as it may signal particularly fortunate timing or opportunities. Similarly, the number 24, which reduces to 6, carries amplified fortunate energy for you on May 16th. Ritualistic activities that connect you to earth energy prove especially fortunate. Taking time to garden, work with clay, prepare food from scratch, or simply walk barefoot on natural ground creates a channel for prosperity and well-being to flow into your life. These activities aren't merely symbolic. They actually attune your energy field to receive the beneficial aspects flowing toward your sign. Conversations with older family members or mentors carry fortunate potential, as Saturn forms a supportive aspect to your communication house. Wisdom shared or stories told might contain precisely the insight or connection you need for current challenges. Don't dismiss seemingly mundane family discussions. Pay attention to patterns and references that might contain hidden gems of opportunity. Your natural Taurian gifts of patience, determination, and appreciation for quality align perfectly with the day's energy patterns. This makes craftsmanship, detailed work, and quality assessment particularly fortunate activities. Whether evaluating a potential purchase, creating something with your hands, or simply appreciating excellence in any form, your natural discernment is cosmically amplified and will lead you to value and opportunity. For Taurus on May 16, 2025, your social landscape takes on a fascinating new dimension. With Venus moving through your communications sector, forming a harmonious trine to Jupiter in your friendship zone, there's a natural expansion happening in how you connect with others. This alignment creates exceptionally favorable conditions for strengthening bonds, particularly with individuals who share your intellectual interests or creative pursuits. The moon in Libra activates your 6th house of daily routines and service, suggesting that social connections today may form through practical matters or work-related activities. You might find yourself building rapport with colleagues during collaborative projects or establishing meaningful connections while engaged in community service efforts. This isn't merely casual interaction. It's the foundation of potentially enduring relationships built on shared values and mutual support. Mercury, currently direct in Taurus, enhances your ability to articulate your thoughts with both clarity and charm. Your words carry special weight today, allowing you to express your authentic self without coming across as forceful or dominant. This planetary position grants you the gift of persuasion without pushing, a subtle but significant distinction that makes others naturally gravitate toward your measured perspective. Mars in Cáncer is activating your 2nd house of resources and values, which introduces an interesting dynamic to your social interactions. You may find yourself drawn to people who demonstrate stability, reliability, and a grounded approach to life, qualities that resonate deeply with your Taurian nature. However, this placement also suggests a potential protective stance regarding your emotional and material resources. Be mindful of any tendency to withhold parts of yourself in social settings due to unconscious fears about vulnerability. The Sun, still strong in your sign, forms a compelling square to Pluto in Aquarius, adding intensity to your social dynamics, particularly in group settings or with authority figures. This aspect illuminates power dynamics within your social circles that may have previously operated beneath your conscious awareness. A friendship or professional connection could undergo a transformation today, revealing deeper layers of truth and authenticity. While potentially uncomfortable in the moment, this evolutionary process ultimately strengthens connections that are meant to endure and naturally dissolves those that have served their purpose. Saturn in Pisces continues its transit through your 11th house of social networks and collective aspirations, bringing a mature, structured energy to your broader community connections. This placement encourages you to evaluate which social commitments truly deserve your limited time and energy. There's wisdom in being selective about where you invest socially, recognizing that depth of connection often matters more than breadth of acquaintance for a Taurus. Neptune's position in Aries brings a subtle spiritual quality to your behind-the-scenes 12th house activities. You might find yourself intuitively understanding others' unspoken needs or motivations today, particularly within your closest relationships. This heightened empathic capacity allows you to offer support that feels almost telepathically attuned. Trust these intuitive nudges regarding who needs your attention today. Your subconscious is processing social information at a sophisticated level. Uranus, continuing its